Hi friends, welcome to Uniquely Vintage You. My name is Michelle and my sister Cheryl. We welcome you to our channel. Friends, thank you for being here today. Today I'm going to share with you some vintage Halloween. Now I've collected vintage Halloween for many years and I probably haven't collected any in many years as well. But previously, I really was drawn to the old paper mache items that you could find. And so those are things that I've collected. Now, Halloween to me is not about the spooky or the scary or anything evil because, you know, we don't celebrate that here. And the things that I have incorporated in my Halloween decor are things that remind me of my childhood, things that brings back memories of going trick-or-treating with my sister Tammy, or my mother dressing up to be a part of our Halloween parties when we were kids, or making us really special things. But those are the memories that I cherish and hold on to, and even memories with my own daughter, taking her when she was a small girl. But you know, that's what I celebrate. I don't celebrate the evil, and there's evil in so many things. But I hope that if you enjoy this content that you will understand where I'm coming from. But you know, it's also going to be a collab with my friend Dawn over at the TEAL Pumpkin. If you don't know Dawn, I hope you'll run over and check out her channel. Her decorating is so beautiful. She has the kindest, sweetest heart. I know you guys will love her as much as I do, and I know you will adore her style. It's so classic and beautiful. And so go over and check out Dawn, but we're gonna do this collab and share our Halloween decor with you guys today. But let's get started. I can't wait to share this with you. And friends, if you're coming over from Dawn's channel, hello, my name is Michelle and I am so thankful to have you here. I hope if you like this content that you will consider subscribing to my channel. But let's get started, friends. I hope that you know how much we love and appreciate each and every one of you, and we can't thank you enough for showing up each time we post.
Hi friend, I'm over at the TEAL Pumpkin. My name is Dawn. It's so great to meet you. I hope that you will come over to my channel as soon as you're done watching Michelle and Cheryl's video. I do seasonal decor. I like to thrift, antique. I do shop with me's. I do a little bit of cooking, and I like to do everything on a budget. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, I hope that you will come over and give my channel a chance, and I hope to see you over at the TEAL Pumpkin. Thank you so much for collabing with me, Michelle and Cheryl. Bye!
Friends, to kick off this video, let me just share with you some of the vintage Halloween that I have collected over the years. Now, what's fun about this is I did purchase, of course, the paper mache lanterns. I think I got them on eBay many years ago. I would always go to the antique mall and see them, and I was always drawn to them. And another funny thing about those is I remember as a child, and we had our lunchroom worker at the elementary school I went to. When we would trick-or-treat, we would always trick-or-treat where she lived in this certain housing addition, and she would always set one of hers out on her porch. She was an older lady, and I remember just being so attracted to that little Halloween bucket. I thought it was just the coolest thing I'd ever seen. And when I got older, I remembered her setting that out year after year. But let's get started with this Halloween. This was my childhood bucket that my mother bought us that we used every year to go trick-or-treating. I actually have my sister Tammy's, and all I did was just add in some florals. I have this bittersweet, and then I have these other stems. These are also from Hobby Lobby, and I think Hobby Lobby has their fall decor down at 50% off. So if y'all still need anything, you can go check it out. But I think this turns out really pretty, and this is going to kind of be my centerpiece for the rest of my Halloween decorating. But let me show you my sister's signature. This is so precious to me, friends. If you don't know, I did lose my sister. She was very young, and so we were super close. Where she was, I was her shadow. I'm sure she probably got tired of me, but I adored my older sister. We all did, and we miss her terribly. But this is our childhood Halloween bucket. So now let's build upon this arrangement, and let's see what else we can add to make a fun display. So all I've done is add in a few risers, and here is this glorious paper mache. They called these choir boys, and the older ones do have these indentions like this, and so this is an original one, and I just love him so much. He is a little on the rough side, but that's okay. This Halloween hat that is sitting on top of this was a costume my mother made us when we were kids. Of course, she made it for my sister Tammy. She was the oldest, and when she outgrew it, of course I got to wear it, and it went down the line. Even Cheryl got to wear it later on, many years later, and so it is priceless to me. I just love incorporating the things that have so much special meaning. And of course, my mother made this with her own hands, and I love it. And I love adding it to this paper mache pumpkin. I think it's just adorable, and I love seeing this. Like I said, it just reminds me of so many precious memories. So let's scoot over to the other side. I have a few more of these paper mache lanterns. Not all of them are in the best condition, but these are so expensive these days, and it's just crazy what they're going for. But like I said, I have had these for many, many years. I get them out once a year, so I always enjoy pulling them out and seeing them. This one does have its original face. It's in really rough condition, but I just think it is so fun. So let's go ahead and make an arrangement with these. I love stacking these. I think they are so adorable and look a little bit mischievous, but they're just so fun sitting there. I do have this really sweet little party hat. It is actually old as well, and I'm just going to add it to the top. Now, I was so lucky. One year I was thrifting, and there was a bag, in a big plastic bag of just Halloween stuff, and inside I found so many goodies. I found that and a few other things that I'll mention later on. But the next thing I want to pull out is another thing I remember as a childhood is this lantern. My mother had a couple of these. My sister has one, I have the other, but she would set these in the picture window, and it would welcome the guests as they came, and I would get so excited when she would pull this out and light it up. And so just again, this just brings back so many sweet memories. So I do have a couple of other Halloween pieces. These are cats, one is the paper mache, one is made of heavy cardboard, and this one right here is hand painted by Kathy Ruger. She was a toll painter, and I met her at a convention, and she signed this for me, and I just love having it. She did such an amazing job painting it, and so I love pulling it out year after year. Let's move this paper mache to this side, because what I'm thinking is I've got another little party hat. This is one I made, and I'm just going to add it to the top of this one. That way I've got some balance on both sides of this display. I just think it is so adorable and fun. So let me tell you about the next thing that I want to do. I've got this old crepe paper, and this was something else that was in that bag that I found at the thrift store. And so I am just going to display it, kind of weave it in and out, just for a fun little party element. So don't overlook look the obvious things sometimes when you're decorating. Like, I just love adding this into my decor, and I've used it for many, many years. I love that it just looks so old, but you know what? You don't have to use old things. You can use things that are new, and they still work perfectly in your decorating. So another amazing thing that I found at, I believe, an antique store or eBay was this box of candy. Is this not so fun? They were 2 cents each, y'all. Can you even imagine? But I love this box and the graphics, so I'm gonna just tuck this back behind. And then I want to show you something else that is just so reminiscent of my childhood. I remember our mother buying us these when we were kids, and I was a very small child, but I thought it was so amazing that when I seen this in the antique mall, I remembered having this as a child. And so I was so excited to get it, and it's even more special that it has its original candy. He is such a fun addition to my collection. I also have this lantern. I have loved him too. He, unfortunately, I can't get him to come back on, but you know what? It's fine. I still love him. I enjoy using him. And so I'm gonna probably display him right here on this crepe paper. Another fun thing that I found were these tickets, and being orange is absolutely perfect. Do you guys remember going to little carnivals? I remember when we were in school that we would have carnivals at school, and they were so much fun. So I'm gonna just pull these tickets out and display these because I think these are perfect for Halloween. This honeycomb little ball was also in that bag at the thrift store. And it also, there were some die cuts, and I'm going to show those to you later, that were in the same bag. So this was such an amazing score that I found years ago, but they really are items that are priceless today. So let's move over to my Hoosier. I have this cone, and then of course this old little ribbon that I want to add to this cone as well, and I'm just going to display this right here. And inside here is where I love to incorporate things that my daughter made when she was a little girl. Now this is just a bag of beans. I'm going to add that just for some more interest, but I remember like it was yesterday, she made this adorable spider. Sadly, some of his legs are gone, but you know what? It is so precious to me. I love getting it out every year and displaying it because it was made by her sweet little precious hands. She also made us a spider ring, and so I hung on to the one she made me, and so here it is. I'm going to display this proudly in this little cone. So to the Hoosier, I'm just going to add in a couple of Halloween plates. I have a little sign that says treats. I'm going to put that in there as well. And that's all I'm going to really add right in here to my Hoosier cabinet. Now, moving over, I've got these platters that I display on the wall. And so I was trying to find the perfect spot for these die cuts. And these die cuts, friends, were in that bag at the thrift store. Unbelievable, but they were. And when I saw them, I was so excited. Of course, it was a big bag of just junky Halloween, but I could see the potential inside, so I grabbed it. And so I think I'm just going to try to stick them up here. I've never done this before. I always kind of struggle with where to put them because they're kind of a big size. I can just see these being placed in a classroom way back in the day. But right now I'm just going to add them here, and I think they work. I really like having them on these platters, and I might have to do this year after year, but these are so fun. I love seeing these. I think what I love most about Halloween is just the graphics. Something about vintage graphics on the things that they used to make is just amazing. I love it in Halloween. I love it for every holiday, Christmas especially. So these are just such a fun thing to have. All right, here is the leftovers of what I have. So let's go ahead and find a place for these little items here too. So what I was thinking is I have the glass tier tray with just some glass cake plates that I've stacked on top of each other. So let's go ahead and add some decor over here to the side table in my dining room. So let's make something first. I have this little old pumpkin little container. I'm sure it was a candy container. I got these cupcake picks that they're super old too. So let's just stick a few of those inside to display them. And then we're gonna go over and set up this tier tray and see how that turns out. This was a fun primitive piece that I made years ago as well. Friends, I'm a crafter at heart. I love to craft and make things. I've always painted. I used to have tool painting books back in the day, and that's just a fun part of my past that I have loved. I also had the privilege of designing a few things for a few companies, and I enjoyed that so much as well. So being creative is just in my blood. I just love it. And my sister Tammy was the most creative of all of us. And you know, if I could, I always remember I wanted to be just like her. And I hope in some way that this is making my sister happy to see that I have followed in her creative footsteps. But let's add these fun Halloween decorations to this tray, and let me show you how it turns out. So there's just a few things I have left, and so let's go ahead and add these to the rest of my home. Look at these leaves. I meant to add these earlier, so let's add them in this display. I think it's going to be the perfect touch. What do you think? I think it is. I just love that little pop of green. Now, my flowers are still blooming, and so I went and picked all the orange ones. Let's place those over here on my china cabinet. And then the last thing I'm going to do over here is just add this cute little boo sign. And this came from Hobby Lobby, of course, many years ago. Hobby Lobby used to actually sell Halloween. I remember there were so many really cute things. Now this is something I got from Amazon. I will have it linked in my description below. I love adding these into my paper mache containers, and they light up, they come on and off on a timer. They're just the perfect addition. So like I said, if you have anything you want to light up, you might check these out. I added my sweet little pumpkin that lights up right there on my little entry table. I had my 2 crows I set on my antique trunk that I use as a coffee table. And that's it, friends. That's all the Halloween I'm going to add in my home. I think it works perfectly. I love having it all pretty much in one place because, you know, I love fall most of all, but I do really enjoy just seeing a few vintage Halloween pieces that, again, just remind me of so many precious memories with my family, with my precious daughter. And so I'm glad that you are here and letting me share it with you today. Friends, thank you so much for watching this video and letting me share some memories with you. I know a lot of these pieces are a lot older than I am. I want to go ahead and state that really quick. But you know, it's so fun. I love everything old, and these are just so fun to display in my home. And I just appreciate you guys allowing me to share these memories with you and these wonderful vintage pieces. But friends, before I go, I hope you'll go over and check out Dawn's channel at the TEAL Pumpkin. I will have her video linked in the description below for you guys. I'll try to pin her video as well in the comments. So please go over, check her out. She has a beautiful channel. She's the kindest, sweetest soul, and I know you will love her as much as we do over here. But friends, before I go, I just want to share with you this beautiful Bible verse. Do not conform to the patterns of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, His good, pleasing, and perfect will. Friends, it's so important in this day and time that we live in to keep our minds and our thoughts on the Lord. Know that when we focus on God, that He renews our minds and our thoughts, and then we will know His perfect will. Friends, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate each and every one of you, and we look forward to seeing the next one. Bye, friends.